Alright lads, it is the Metagoblin here, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Rated Battlegrounds. I'm aiming this guide at new players, but I think a few pros may learn a thing or two from this guide. The guide will be separated into sections which are as following. First of all, we'll go through roles, which class or spec should be doing what. Secondly, we'll go into the common sense tactics for each individual background. I'm not giving you massively complicated tactics because every leader has their own unique way of playing, but it's really just common sense of how the battlegrounds work. And then lastly, I'm going to finish with a list of what every good team needs to push rating. So let's jump into it. Roles. Each team has its own different roles in which certain people need to fulfill to make a good cooperative team, because lads, at the end of the day, RPGs are all about teamwork. Immense teamwork, since there are about 10 of you. Most teams normally consist of 1 tank, 3 healers and 6 DPS. Firstly, let's talk about the DPS roles. Firstly, there is the team fighter. This DPS sticks with the group most of the time to wipe out the enemy group in big team fights, normally situated in the middle of Warsong Gulch or at certain bases on the Arathi Basin. The most important job of this role is to listen to the target caller, who will call out a target for you to kill, and you must immediately tunnel all your damage onto this target. The second most important job is to crowd control healers when going for kills, and to CC DPS to peel your own healers. It's essential that you call out your crowd control so you don't overlap, and it informs the target caller which target he should call out and kill. You should be using your CC whenever it's off cooldown or diminishing return, so if you have spammable CC, you should be rotating your fears and polymorphs between the healers. Also, remember, if you need healing or a dispel, call out your name to the healer and say, "Dispel finisher please," for example, otherwise the healer won't know who to dispel. Secondly, there is the healer. Your main role is to very simply stick in a team fight and keep them alive, your main priority being dispelling your friendly healers and CCing the DPS or healers of the enemy or the team. On flag maps, however, you might be asked to help an FC back to your base, which means you'll have to peel in from the main fight and make your way to the FC. The last thing I can recommend is to create a good interface so that you can clearly see when people need to be dispelled. Thirdly, there is the tank. Your job most of the time will be to obtain the enemy flag and safely return it to your base. Very simple. Remember to stick close to your healers and avoid the main team fight, and remember the graveyard is the safest place on the map, not your flag room. You may also be left to defend the base, in which case your job will be to keep constant AoE on the flag and prevent anyone from capping it. Lastly, remember to CC in team fights and keep yourself alive. Fourthly, and probably most essentially, is the target caller. This role really needs its own guide, but the general idea is that you pick a good target, like a squishy healer or DPS, and scream the class or name out loud until the rest of your brain dead team listen and do some actual useful pressure. I'd recommend to also call out precisely when you want your CC, because members always slack on actually doing the CC like 90% of the time. You can probably tell by now that I main target caller in RPGs. I get really annoyed with people being so brain dead. But anyway, any class can do this really, but DKs and Warrior are definitely the best. Firstly, there is the FC Peeler Slower Killer. This person's job on the FC map will either be stopping the FC from taking a flag or ganking him at his own base. Great classes for this will be a mage or a rogue, since a mage can dismount the FC with polymorph, and a rogue can chain CC him into Timbuktu. You might be able to kill him on your own or not, it doesn't really matter as long as you can slow them down. These kind of classes, the mage rogue kind of combination, are also the kind of people who go and ninja and kill that one guy defending bases, so they're really good for ninjaing bases as well. Lastly, there is the base defender. This will most likely be a pet based class like a hunter, a mage, a warlock or a DK, due to the fact that they can't be ninja capped as easily. To be honest, nobody should be able to be ninja capped if they have enough common sense. Remember to always stand away from the base cap point, but stay in range of your longest ranged ability, since this should prevent a rogue from ninja capping you completely, because they have to walk over to you to get the CC on, that kind of thing. And obviously, call for help the instant you see danger. Don't leave it too late. Everyone will at some point fulfill this role, so it's extremely important to actually learn. So let's go through the common sense tactics for each individual map. This will help you learn the BGs well so you don't make mistakes, and you can quickly adapt into each RBG leader's tactics, which by the way is a role which needs its own video since there are so many different tactics to learn. Just remember to listen to the RPG leader, and if he doesn't know tactics at all, then politely give him advice, and if that doesn't help, then just leave the group. Remember, this section won't give precise tactics since that would take too long, but it will teach you the basic principles so that you don't look like a dingbat. First of all, let's go through Warsong Gulch and Twin Peaks, so the flag maps. The most essential tactic for this RPG is to protect your tank getting and returning the flag and killing the enemy EFC. So if your tank is alone running through mid, no matter who you are, if you are close, you should be going over there to help him. The opposite goes for the enemy FC. As soon as the EFC gets the flag, you should be thinking about killing him while he runs through mid. I've seen a lot of people who do nothing but stay in mid, go for kills and damage so that they look like a virgin on the scoreboard when the EFC is freely walking through mid. However, it's important to keep the enemy team away from their FC so that they can't, easily get to them, and also so you can get a fairly easy kill on him, so he won't have any healers or anyone to protect him. But if you know that you're a class who can't escape very well, you don't have a lot of speed buffs or anything like that, then literally what I do is I just stick in mid and I CC the living crap out of everyone so they can't get to their FC, you know what I mean? I normally like spam chains of ice on literally everyone, even a range, just so they can't get to their own FC or my FC, just keep them away from the FC so you can kill them or protect them. The key to this map is really keeping the enemy team wiped so that they can't group up on your FC to kill him, or they can't even protect their own. So winning a team fight is quite essential. Secondly, let's go through the base map. So this includes AB, Battle for Gilneas and Deepwing Gorge. Tactics here are quite simple. Prevent people from capping the flag with AoE or absolutely anything. Call out if you need help defending a base. So many people don't call out that they need help until the base is actually capped, which is completely useless. And always remember, no matter what you are doing, if you are closest to a base under attack, then get over there and defend, otherwise you'll lose. It's simple as that. But obviously never leave a base undefended. Also remember, there is an FC on Deepwing Gorge, so apply Warsong Gulch tactics to that. Now let's go through Iverstorm. Unique to Iverstorm in RPGs, the bases have to be capped like Arathi Basin. The only unique thing you must learn about this map is to remember never to cap the flag if you don't have anyone who can recap it in mid. Remember, DKs can grip EFCs onto the spot and force them to cap, but at the same time never go for the kill or a forced cap unless you can recap it. Fourthly, let's go through Temple of Kot Mogu. It's very simple. I don't care who you are, if you see an orb you can go and get it. All orb carriers should group up together so that the healers aren't spread across the map. Also, if you're dying with an orb, then inform the team so that they can move over and recap it, and never kill an orb if you know you can't recap it. It's helpful for people to camp orbs with high stacks so they can just wait for it to come up and they can cap it, as simple as that. This BG is only about killing orb carriers and defending them. Though keeping the enemy team wiped is always helpful so that you can keep more of your own team on the field to get the caps. This BG is all about communication, so this bit is a bit unscripted, but literally what I do is when I'm killing an orb carrier, I'm like, right, I'm killing blue, I'm killing blue, I'm killing blue. Someone move to blue, someone move to blue, someone at blue. Right, no one's at blue, don't kill blue. I'm not even going to bother. An enemy team is camping blue, I'm not going to kill blue, fuck that. But what people normally do is, they go and kill it anyway. And they're like, oh, right, you just gave them a free cap, you just reset their stacks. You're actually literally doing the enemy team a favour. Do not do that. Only kill an orb carrier if you know somebody is camping the spot to be able to recap it instantly. Let's go through Silver Shard Mines. You're only ever going to win this BG if you can win team fights, since you need more people in the cart area to capture it. CC is also useful to keep people out of the area or to knock them out. If you know you are losing a cart at bottom or top, then, if you're never going to get it, don't bother. Change the track so that it takes a longer route and defend the tracking changing point. This basically delays the enemy team from gaining points as quickly. Barely any teams use this to their advantage, so make use of it if you want to win. So to finish the video, I thought I'd list the essentials as to what a good team basically needs to push rating. So this is the list. Each team member needs common sense of basically the knowledge I've given you in this video. I uploaded a video a while ago. It was an RPG team. It was like 2k rating, no communication, but everyone had common sense, and we won. A confident leader who knows good, unique, and surprising tactics. A confident target caller who can be loud, aggressive and persistent. A team who communicates regularly, informing of CC, cooldowns and quite literally anything useful and important. Good morale boosters and no pessimistic people who say things like, oh, we lost one flag cap, it's a loss. It is essential to stay optimistic in any competitive environment, otherwise you may as well give up immediately. Okay, I've won games where I've been 2 flags down in Warsong Gulch. I've won Counter-Strike games where I lost 14 rounds in a row. You know what I mean? If you stay optimistic, you can always fucking come back and win. A team who can wipe out another team, which means good DPS and good crowd control. The fault can either be with the players or the setup, but 90% of the time it's the player to blame because they're not doing enough damage and we're not doing enough CC. And most importantly, you know, have some fun. No point of having a Grand Marshal title if you didn't have fun obtaining it. And that's all for now, lads. This was a guide aimed at people new to the RPG scene, and it was only ever meant to be quite basic, but if you feel I've missed something quite important, then leave a nicely put comment below without being a completely critical cretin. I want people to be able to read the comment section and, you know, learn a thing or two. So, stay tuned for very similar guides coming very soon. My name is the Meta Goblin, and until my next video, ciao!